Hey, it's Trent the Great, man, talking that sport-ish, man, and I got a hot gem for you, man, and it's one of my favorite topics. The Dallas Cowboys, because I love to dump on them. Anyway, I wrote a song about it, want to hear it go, and it's called The Dallas Cowboys Are a Mess, but Can Still Win the Division. You know I'm a numbers guy, at least I like to try it, so here a few of them. You know, the Dallas Cowboys right now are 1-3. I think they're third in the division. Well, they also have the third worst defense in yards allowed, the second worst defense in rushing yards allowed, and they had the overall worst D in points allowed, number one. So they excel at being number one at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Only the Cowboys. Well, to talk about last week's game, the defensive coordinator, Mike Nolan, had the audacity to say that it's not a matter of effort. Well, Mike must have been looking at that last play that Odell bending like Beckham took a pitch and took it to the house on the Dallas Cowboys, which basically gave the Browns the game, because had they stopped him, the Cowboys probably could have came back and won that game, because the momentum was swinging in their favor because they had came back from such a large deficit. So I don't know what he was looking at. He must have had his mask over his eyes instead of over his mouth. So the league need to check into that and possibly fine his ass. Anyway, so to get back to that, he says it wasn't a matter of effort. If it wasn't a matter of effort, then what? It's either the players or the coaches. Well, Trent the Great says it's the coaches, because you got two of them who seemingly is out of touch. I don't know what the hell they doing, or they just lame. Anyway, let me jump to the head coach, Mike McCarthy. I actually like Mike McCarthy. He won a ring with Aaron Rodgers, so he's a made man. But he was let go from Green Bay because they felt like his offense strategies and techniques were archaic. They wasn't up to the times, and you had an all-time great quarterback. What they call it? Trent, God dog, I forgot what they call it. He's just all-time great quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, and they only got to one Super Bowl. Well, back in the day, that might have been cool, but when you have somebody who's historically great like this guy, you got to get there more. You got to get the job done, so they got rid of him. Well, he comes to Dallas, and he pulls Mike Nolan up out the muck and give him the defensive job, even though Rob Marinelli, what his name was, he did a decent job with the defense last year for the Cowboys, but they got rid of him. Anyway, so Mike Nolan was put in charge as the D coordinator. Last time we heard of this cat was in 2014 when he was the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. And they ranked 31st, it had the 31st ranked defense in the league. That's second from the bottom. I mean, this dude ain't had a job since. And if he keep going like this, he probably won't have another job in the league for another 6 years. I mean, come on, you know. But here's the thing, pretty much the second part of my topic. As pathetic as America's team is, as pathetic as the Dallas Cowboys are, they still can win the division. I mean, damn. They can actually win the division starting off 1-3. That just shows you how how sorry and pathetic the NFC East is. I mean, and just seem to get better, because next up is the Cowboys taking on the New York Football Giants. Well, you might as well take the football out and just leave them as the Giants. And when I say Giants, I don't mean giant as in statue. I mean as in giant losers. Anyway, they have the Giants. And this is another stat to throw out there to you. The Giants, in 4 games for the season, have 1 offensive touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And Saquon's out for the year. Well, damn. So, I mean, it's so bad with the Giants. Hell, I don't even know they on 4. They hadn't even won a game. So let me see how it goes. Let me see the record in the NFC East. The Giants are 0-4. The Washington football team, I don't know what they 1-3. The Eagles are 1-2. And they're in the lead with the leading the division with a losing record. I mean, it just do it get any worse? I don't know. But as bad as things are for the Cowboys, I mean, even though as bad as things are, they can get worse. Actually, they are getting worse because Lyle Collins, the starting right tackle, he's out. The left tackle, Tyron Smith, all-world Tyron Smith, he's gone for the season with a neck injury. You know, Joe Laney, he's banged up with a knee and it's questionable. So things are going from bad to worse for the Cowboys, but it's the NFC East, so it might go from bad to good. You just never know from week to week with these cats. Jerry McCoy, he was gone before the first game was even played with linebacker Sean Lee and Van Der Esch, gone for a while as well. So, like I say, even with all these injuries, all this stuff going on, the Cowboys, if they win Sunday, hear me out, they win Sunday, they tied for first. I mean, that don't make no sense. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. But it's Cowboy stuff. It's the NFC East, so who knows? But I tell you just like this, before I end this thing off, the one thing, even if the Cowboys come back and they get the lead or they get a tie this weekend, let's say they get the tie. I think if they win, they get a tie this weekend. Next weekend, they win a game and they're in the lead. Well, guess what's going to happen? The one thing that kills teams every time, the one thing that kills the Cowboys every time, expectations. Every time. The media puts expectations on them. The fans put expectations on them. And last but certainly not least, the owner, Mr. Must Have Grace, stand with your toe on the line, hand over your heart, even though he didn't have his hand over his heart one time when they was praying and they showed him. But, I digress. The owner / GM / fanboy, Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Jerry Jones put more expectations on the Cowboys than a John puts on a cowgirl if he paid her top dollar on Friday night, goddammit. Well, anyway, in my eyes, and I think most people's eyes, except his eyes, Jerry Jones is the problem. He always has been the problem and always will be the problem. But it don't matter because once again, this is the NFC East and it is the worst division in football and possibly sports. Now, the NFC East so bad that Ron Rivera just benched Dwayne Haskins because he think he can win the division by benching this kid who was trying to groom to be the franchise quarterback, going against his owner's wishes. That's how bad the NFC East is. And the thing that makes it so bad, he actually said that. I mean, he said that in front of God and his mama. But I digress, man. Anyway, that's my take on that. The Cowboys and the NFC East, I don't know. They just tainted the whole division. The Eagles ain't doing nothing. The Giants ain't doing nothing. The Redskins, they don't even know who their quarterback gonna be. Goddamn. But hey, it's just another day for the Cowboys. What can you expect, man? I'm pretty sure that before the season out, I'll have another video out on the Cowboys. Hell, I might have 2 or 3 of them. Anyway, that's my take on it, man. I'm Trent the Great, talking about them sorry-ass Cowboys and they fans. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm Trent the Great, talking that sport-ish, man, and I am out. 1.